Hi and welcome back to Efficient Pipe Design. In this video we're going to be going through the last portion of section 5, the vertical profile format. We're going to be basically taking a look at our horizontal layout and making sure that everything is done, because we kind of went through the review process. Some things might have changed, and then we will be going into the vertical alignment design and layout. From this we are going to basically generate a vertical profile based off the alignment, and then we're going to define the top of our pipe and use the pipe crossing dynamic block to move through any interferences that we may have. And then also I'm going to show you a cool little deflection labeling method style for our vertical alignment. So let's get started. Okay, so here you see the alignment. It's been modified a bit. It's been through the review process. There was a couple of items that we needed to add. We actually got a stub to the area to the north, an 8-inch water line, so we developed an alignment for that. And we have our alignment through here. Now what we need to do is go to the second phase, the 60%. In this portion, we're going to come in here and we're going to generate a profile based off of the ground that our alignment is following through. And as we can see, we'll just come over here and create a surface profile. I have already generated one based off the design ground that we see to the north, and then also the existing. So what I want to do is I just want to create a profile view so we can start looking at these items. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next. The styles that are found within here will be different for every company. These are what mine particularly look like. I want to give myself a range so that way I can get some above and below. I want it a little bit more than 10 feet high, so I'm going to make it about 20 feet high, and then bring this down a little bit to about 89. So this guy is about 30 feet high. Excellent. So we're going to come through here. Now, any of you that has done any type of profiling before, we have ours set to automatically do a complete label set. I would recommend maybe not doing that, because there's nothing worse than everything coming up all labeled off of an existing or proposed ground. The only thing we really want labeled is our proposed vertical. As we can see here, it does recognize that it's got a culvert pipe in this drawing. We will add that in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next, and I'm not going to have any elevation shown below, and I'm just going to create the profile. It's going to ask me where to place it. I want to put it down here, and now I've got a great look at what the ground looks like below my alignment. Again, we're going to need to put that pipe into play, so I'm going to grab it, and I'm just going to say draw the parts in the profile view, and it comes in not looking exactly the way I want to see it. I need to change the style of it within the profile style, so I'm going to go to the profile view properties and move over to the network tab. It sees that I have a pipe in here. It's being drawn. You can select this to only show the items that are being drawn that appear in your profile view. And now I'm going to take the style override and I'm going to change it to not a single line type, but I need something that looks like a crossing, which is basically the outline of my pipe. I hit OK, and now it shows up properly. Okay, at this point in time, I'm going to lay in a design for my vertical. Now, typically with pressurized systems, you have something that is just going to follow over existing, and then it needs to be a certain depth. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to basically create a profile, vertical profile for this. The naming convention I have, it's got it for finish grade and the name of the alignment, so that'll work out fine, but I want to identify this as my top, because that's what I'll be working from, is the top of pipe. I'm going to leave the styles per what I have, and I'm going to hit OK. Now I'm going to basically be drawing tangents. I don't want to be doing any curves because I'm not doing any curved pipe. I'm going to be showing deflections. I'm going to be showing bends underground. So I'm going to go ahead and select, and I'm going to just come through here, and I'm just going to kind of follow the ground as well as I can. Now this looks like a pond above it, and it sure is. So I want to basically make sure that I am below this one as well. We'll bring it through, and there is no exact math to this. I'm going to turn off my tracking right now and continue forward just as close as I can, or I need to. It's going to be a very simple layout. And I hit return, and now I've got a generic look and feel to my pipe. However, something is missing. I need to know what this angle is between this percentage and this percentage. And I want it to give me this information here. So what I've done is I've developed a labeling style for your profiles, and I call it the deflection. And this deflection calls to an expression. And this expression, you're going to see that it is basically the arctan of the grade in minus the arctan of the grade out divided by 180 pi. I would definitely recommend using this because I'll show you what it's going to do for me. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. That's the type of style that I want, so I'm going to select the labels. I'm going to right click and go to Edit Labels. And at the grade breaks, I don't want to show station elevation. I want to show this deflection. So I've generated a style, and all this style is, let's go in and take a look at it, it is just a marker and a deflection value. And this deflection value, once you put that in for your expressions, it will come in and it will allow you to select it as one of your variables. And that's what's in there, and this is how she was going to look. So I'm going to apply that and hit OK. And now I can see and go through here that the deflection between here is 1 degree, 2.7, and so on. There's not one coming in or going out. It's going to give you some question marks, but still, you can now see that I'm going to need 11-degree bend here. I'm going to need one here as well, but I can go, I think typically in parts, you can go up to about a 1.5-degree deflection for each one. So this gives me the ability to look through my design rather quickly and see where I'm going to have a part conflict. In this case, we don't see any type of deflection here. That has to do with the labeling. We're going to come into the labels again. It's the old weeding factor. It's doing only every 10 feet. Well, I want to tighten that up a bit. I want to set it to 1. I'm going to hit OK, and now I've got my deflection. Pull these guys off and get a little bit better of an idea. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to be doing is this is going to be typically a depth below ground. So I'm going to actually come up here to my tools, and I'm going to do a razor lower, and I'm going to lower the entire thing by minus 4.5 feet. Don't forget to put the minus or it will bring it up above. So we hit OK, and now everything has been dropped. Now I see an immediate conflict here. I got a pipe running straight through my culvert, and that can't happen. So we need to put a pipe crossing in at this point. So I need a tool that's going to help me show me a proper crossing beneath this without kind of guesswork. I know that I'm going to want 45-degree bends, and I know I need to be a specific distance below this piece of pipe. So what I've generated is basically a block, and this block is a dynamic block that's based off the vertical exaggeration of your profile. Now, something I did not check before, but we are seeing it now, is I'm at 1 to 50, and this vertical exaggeration doesn't look proper. So let's go into the style, and sure enough, I've got a vertical exaggeration of 4. I don't necessarily want to see that. I want to have 1 inch equals 5 feet, so I got a vertical exaggeration of 10. And now I've got a really good strung out view of what I want to see. So now that we got the vertical exaggeration set to 10, I need to bring in that block that's going to help me with this intersection. So as I've got the block here, it's called TT Pipe Crossing. I make this available to you on the for download if you want. I've got the specify on screen because I want to snap this guy right to the bottom of my pipe. So I'm going to snap it here, and being that I've got a vertical exaggeration of 10, I'm going to move it down 1.5 feet, which is 15. And these don't look like 45-degree bends to me. Aha, that's right, because it's set to vertical exaggeration of 1. I have the popular ones within here already preset, so I'll select 10. And now, as you can see, this guy is exactly 20 feet across because I designed it per a stick of pipe. So that way it makes it easier for constructability. However, these also are dynamic, so you can stretch them to different lengths and widths. And now that I'm a 1.5 feet below, I'm going to extend these guys up to really close to, again, this is pressurized system. We don't have to be right on, but if you want to, you could snap them to it. Now I've got my crossing. It looks great. This is what I want. I now need to add some points to my vertical alignment. So now I'm just going to come over here and do an endpoint. And I'm going to snap to this endpoint and follow it along through to here. When I hit OK, yeah, it's a mess of a lot of information. However, I'm just going to drag these guys out and we'll take a look at what we've got. Look at that. Put in my 45-degree bends just the way I wanted it, and now I've got it shows me that I'm at 100%, and that's exactly what I'd like to see. So as we can see now, we've got our deflection below. This works out quite well.